Hi, my name is Chris Sturhan. Welcome to another episode of Drinks from Eddie Muller's Noir Bar. Each week I take a chapter from the book Eddie Muller's Noir Bar, Cocktails Inspired by the World of Film Noir, and I talk about the film in that chapter and I make the drink associated with it. Today we are going to be looking at the film Roadhouse and Making the Drink Between the Sheets. Now, Roadhouse was released in 1948. It was directed by John Negulescu, who was a Romanian-born film director who started out as an art director and kind of cut his teeth on short B movies, I think at Warner Brothers before moving over to Fox. I think he made this one at Fox. One of the things he was known for in his shorts, a lot of times he did, like musical shorts, was using unusual angles and good use of shadows, which served well in film noir. He made other film noirs such as Mask of Demetrius and Johnny Belinda and Three Strangers, which we've also covered on this series. Now, Roadhouse stars Richard Widmark, Ida Lupino, Cornel Wilde, and Celeste Holm. Now, the story is Richard Widmark owns a roadhouse, and the roadhouse in this context is kind of a combination hotel, bar, restaurant, and bowling alley, of all things, because it was the 40s and they did that sort of thing. Richard Widmark owns the place. The place is run and managed by his friend, played by Cornel Wilde. So it seems at the beginning of the movie that Richard Widmark has a habit of going away and bringing back some bimbo to come in and sing at the place. And when Ida Lupino shows up looking for a job, that's exactly what Cornel Wilde thinks, and he tries to get rid of her. And she doesn't want to go. And she sticks around, and she sings in the club. And even though Ida Lupino is singing in her own voice, which not a great voice, but she pulls it off, and it works really well. And it's probably worth it just for that, to see Ida Lupino sing these great old 40s songs. Now, Richard Widmark, of course, has a thing for Ida Lupino, but she kind of pushes him away, and it turns out she's really more interested in Cornel Wilde. Now, it kind of all comes to a head when Cornel Wilde and Ida Lupino decide to leave and go off and get married. Cornel Wilde takes his salary out of the safe because he manages the place, and they're waiting at the train station when they're arrested because Richard Widmark has said he stole all the week's receipts from the nightclub. And so Cornel Wilde is tried and convicted, and in this thing that only happens in film noirs, Richard Widmark convinces the judge to suspend the sentence and put him on probation working at his club. So as long as he sticks around for the minimum 2 years of the 2 to 10 years that he'd been sentenced to, that's the way he'll serve his time, which I can't imagine happening in real life, but that's what happens here, so you go with it. It is good. I mean, Ida Lupino is great. She really pulls off the singing. It's one of those things that make you think, oh wow, there is really nothing that she cannot do. Okay, maybe like juggling chainsaws, maybe that's above her, but who knows, maybe in her spare time, I don't know. She's very good in it. Cornel Wilde has kind of this low-key hotness that works really well for him, and he has good chemistry with Ida Lupino. And then Richard Widmark, who, as he almost always did early in his career, is just downright psycho. And nobody does that quite the way Richard Widmark does, and he does it here, and it's perfect. Celeste Holm is also in it. She's good, but she's not given a lot to do. I mean, I would love to see, I'd love to just see her read the phone book. I love Celeste Holm, but she's in it, and and she's fine. It's just there's not a lot for her in the part. Anyway, good movie. I liked it a lot. I think it's well worth watching. We will be taking a short break and come back, and we will make the Between the Sheets. I hope you stick around for that. Fire is involved, so hopefully I will be able to pull that off. All right, stick around for that. Thanks. And we are back. So this drink is apparently a vamp on the sidecar. So and it's a stirred drink. So we're going to load up our stirring glass with some ice. Okay, now, and then we're going to start with some cognac, and we need an ounce of that. And we need an ounce of white rum. Good catch. All right, good save. Yeah, better if I don't knock the stuff off the bar to begin with. Okay, so we need an ounce of light rum. And there we go. And then we need an ounce of Cointreau. So got an airline bottle of Cointreau that I'm finishing up, and another airline bottle, so I didn't have to buy a full thing of Cointreau. Actually, I kind of like Curacao better now that I've been exposed to it. So, okay, so there is an ounce of Cointreau, and then just a 1/4 ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. All right, there we go. So we're going to give it a good stir. Okay, now, and we're going to strain into a chilled coupe glass. And turn it that way. Okay. Now, here's where it gets fancy. And so this drink calls for a flame of orange oil. So I'm going to try this. The thing I saw recommended that you make slightly different than what Eddie Muller recommends, that you kind of cut a medallion of orange peel and try not to get much of the inside of the orange. And then one thing I saw on a different site was that rather than just using the match to do the flaming, one thing they recommended that, hey, you do just a little bit of that to kind of warm up the oils in the orange peel. But he also recommended that you use not the original match to do the flame, but use a stick, because then you're not getting the flavor of the sulfur from the matches. So we're going to see how this works. Woo! Woo! Okay, that was actually pretty cool. I may have to try that again. Eddie says that you can either throw away the orange peel or drop it in. So I'm going to just drop it in, and we're going to give it a shot. Wow. That is, considering how much booze there was in this, this is not boozy at all. That is really nice. I'm going to call this one a winner. So, and I didn't burn my house down, which I was a little bit concerned about with the whole flaming the orange peel. Um, from the back, a booth in the back of Eddie Muller's Noir Bar at the Roadhouse, owned by Richard Widmark, we're gonna raise our glass and say cheers. I hope you join me next time. Thanks.